I love the old songwriters, the guys that created the early rock and roll. The artists like the Drifters, the Coasters, people like that. There's a guy named Doc Pomus. He was a rhythm and blues artist in New York City that wrote a lot of songs for those guys. He was a big, heavy-set guy. He was a white guy, wanted to be a blues singer, and he spent his early years going in and out of clubs, trying to make that happen, trying to make his dream come true. And he had polio as a child, and he was on crutches, and so it was really extra difficult to get in and out of these clubs in New York. But he tried, and if you get on not YouTube, if you get on Wikipedia, you can probably find some pictures of him singing and stuff. But he continued to try to do that, and he wasn't making much headway. And he started writing songs, and he really showed a knack for that. And he started to get some notoriety in that region. He was doing songs for people like Elvis and the Drifters and the Coasters. And over the years, he eventually ended up in a wheelchair. And about that time is when he got married and lived in New York City. Had a big fancy. He was a pretty well-known guy at that point. Had a big fancy wedding with a fancy reception in Manhattan, and all the biggest rock stars of the day came to his wedding and all dressed up real nice. And one by one, they came over and shook his hand, and then they asked his new bride to dance, and he couldn't dance because he was in a wheelchair. He just watched all the biggest rock stars in the world dance with her one by one. But instead of getting frustrated with that or feeling sorry for himself, he wrote this next song, probably his best. You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye. Let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh, darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know that the music is fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun. Laugh and sing, but while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. And don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Sweet darling, save the last dance for me. Baby, don't you know I love you so? Can you feel it when we touch? And I'll never ever let you go. Girl, I love you so much. Well, you can dance, go and carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks, are you all alone? Could he walk you home? You must tell him no. And don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh, darling, save the last dance for me. And don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh, darling, save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me. Ooh, save the last dance for me. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that.